Hey guys, welcome back to Morant's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I want to talk about the markets for tomorrow. I know everyone's excited. Everyone's very bullish about the markets going up and to the right because of the announcements that are coming out. What's being leaked right now is that Trump and China have a trade deal. They're saying it's a 0 for 0 tariff deal, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because if we're just going 0 for 0, what did you really gain? And you're not strong arming anyone. And are we still doing tariffs with other countries? You know, and so the part that kills me is like people are like, this is so bullish, we're going to go up. But you'll see Trump manipulate the market where he'll announce it during trading hours. And then it hits the algos and people start making money on these runs. And I've seen how Wall Street positions themselves with, buying the risk and buying the defense of it and hedging their positions. If you guys don't know, they pumped all the way down to 4,800 points. Now they're up to, 5,600. But that's from an all-time high of 61. So yeah, they could pump all the way to 61. Did you really gain anything? No. After a quarter of earnings, and everyone had revision downward, where they were giving out guidance, hey, we're trending down, and that's all due to stagflation. That has nothing to do with the tariff deal. Tariff is just a headline. It's not an outcome. There's no official outcome that tariffs actually make an impact on the bottom line yet, and that's the problem. That's the problem right now with what these guys want to tell me, because I saw first quarter earnings and no one came out with 3 or 4% growth other than Microsoft. No one was really beating the mark, and your whole market is on a death cross right now. If it's going to recover over one announcement right now, well, great, then make the right announcement. But here's the problem that you have with these tariff announcements. The Fed didn't cut rates. The Fed kept rates right where they were because the Fed understands what inflation is still upon you, and the Fed's not cutting rates. So it doesn't matter your employment numbers, because you can tell me you had a beat on employment, and then we'll remind you that it was a revised number. You had a revision on your unemployment numbers, and then that's what you came in. So until you guys sit through the whole summer and find out just how tight this is going to be, it's going to be really tight for people. But hey, pump and dumps are here. The whole market's volatile. It's going to have violent upswings, violent downswings, but that's what happens when you're in correction territory. And it's always been that way for decades, right? So what am I looking forward to? What am I paying attention to? Right now I'm paying attention to super microcomputers. Super microcomputers entering their third quarter, and they're telling people that they missed the mark again. So this is the problem I'm having with everyone telling you about cap expenditures and how they're all investing and buying these data centers, and they're paying all this money. And you say, okay, well, you can buy it all, you can say you're going to invest it all, but the guys you have to buy it from, the guys who actually build the chassis and build the actual data centers, they're saying they don't have the revenue because they front-loaded their numbers, guys. As you know, they are doing mark-to-market accounting. When you do mark-to-market accounting, whether you're NVIDIA and or super microcomputers, you are counting contracts that are paid in full, allegedly, on your books. Like, you're basically saying, yeah, we signed a 10-year deal with these guys for $100 million, and then you're claiming the whole $100 million that quarter. Well, that's all just to pump a stock and pump evaluations, but that's not real cash. And then when you find companies out here actually doing it for less, well, then you have to have revision, because those chips that you bought and those chips you ordered, well, they're depreciating in value. That's what happened. That's what's been happening with NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is going to come out with earnings this month, real soon, and then you have supermicro computers that is not mimicking what Wall Street's saying. Because if Wall Street was actually, and I'll tell you, all the Mag 7, if they were actually putting money in and people were expanding and growing, then you would have seen it. Supermicro computers would have had growth. They would have beat every number, and right now they're not beating the number. So I always know how to tell when someone's lying on these damn things, because one won't add up to the other. If you guys want it like in layman's terms, I'll tell you, imagine if GameStop said they were selling all these PlayStation 5s and their revenue's through the roof. And you're like, oh my God, look at all this revenue. And then you go to PlayStation, and PlayStation says, we don't sell any PS5s. Look at our number. It's tiny. It's terrible. That's what's happening with super microcomputers and NVIDIA, just so that we're clear. And so you guys understand what I'm telling you. So that's what I'm paying attention to. Obviously, I'm paying attention to GameStop. It's my favorite investment. It's the number one investment I'll ever make throughout this whole time frame for me. I'm up to around $29,000, $30,000 worth. And what am I going to do with that? Nothing. I'm just going to sit here and watch it run up and to the right, because GameStop's going to run up and to the right, people. It's going to go. I feel it, and it's going to go test that S&P 500 number. You know, you got to get around $45 a share. It's going to test that convertible bond number, that convertible note number at around 38.81. So yeah, I can see GameStop expanding their float. I can see them, you know, converting. And when they do convert and they expand, now they have the market cap that'll put them right there into the S&P 500. And then, of course, once they make that announcement publicly about how much Bitcoin they have or what they bought, then people will really get bullish on it. But, you know, I like I told you, I saw other companies, like asset entities, announce that they're going to do Bitcoin, you know, treasury, reserve, all that good stuff. And they went from, you know, a penny stock all the way to $8 a share. Literally went up over 1,000% in the next 2 days. GameStop did not do that. It actually went down and got attacked the minute they said they're buying Bitcoin. So it's not fair, that's just life. It's not fair, but I'm just telling you, when GameStop gets evaluated correctly and everyone understands just how bullish it is, the run, you'll see a run like you saw in MicroStrategies, where MicroStrategies was pushing, you know, the equivalent, because it's a 10x split. You literally right now you're at like 500, you're at like $5,000 pre-split, and they were pushing that, you know, from 500 to 5,000. That's 10x, and that's how far they pushed. And if they're going to get 10x based off of the Bitcoin they're carrying, well, then let's just see where GameStop gets you to, because, you know, 10x on GameStop puts you $200, $300 a share, and I'd love to see what that looks like with FOMO and shorts and, you know, the bells and whistles. So I'll still be here for it. I'm not going anywhere. I think the fundamentals of the company are great. I love what they're doing with Pokemon cards. You know, they're gathering them all up and they're releasing them every, you know, 2 Saturdays a month. So as they roll them out and the restock and people are out there waiting in line, the only thing I don't like is when people cry about it, like what they didn't get. I didn't get any packs. Otherwise, it's not fair. They're selling them all. It's like, shut up, kids. You want some packs? Go camp out for 2 days. Make it an experience. Make it a lifestyle. You don't see me crying, bro. I wanted some Pokemon cards. Guess what? They weren't there. Oh, well. Oh, well. I'm happy somebody else got them and not me. I'm always happy. And I don't care about scalpers either. It's just all the more reason for GameStop to list their price, you know, $10 more than MSRP, which is what I love. Oh, yeah. I like that because that's margins. Margins, babe. All right. Well, speaking of margins, you guys want to see those margin calls come? Watch GameStop keep going up and to the right. This is why they can't let it go up, because people get margin called against it, and that's fine. I like the guys who write me in the YouTube, in the Twitter, in the YouTube, in the Reddit, and they write me and they go, "Hey, Marantz, when are you going to tell people the truth about GameStop?" And I was like, "Well, what's the truth?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a terrible company and it's not going anywhere." And I just go like this, block. Because they don't deserve the truth. They can still watch the videos. I just won't interact with them, right? Because I don't interact with ignorance. If you haven't done the homework here and you haven't figured it out, just how great the number is. And a guy tried to send me the balance sheet. He was like, "Yeah, man, they're down. They're down on top line revenue. They've been down because they don't sell anything." I'm like, what? Video games are 20% of their revenue. What are they down on? I don't understand. They're up in collectibles. They're chasing it. They're chasing it. I love it, man. All right, guys. I'm excited for tomorrow, too. I'm going to see GameStop push all the way up. We'll see if we break out of this triangle right now. And we'll just ride it. Ride the wave all the way up to, 40. Let's see how far we can go. RSI's low, always. The OBV, positive. Almost 20 billion shares. Yeah. You can't lie to me, Wall Street. I know what I'm looking at. Peace.